Hello and welcome to Justeventonline News at 9. I am Fatima Seriki. First, the news headline. Tinubu yet to fix census date, disregard recruitment advert. MPC tells Nigerians. Government to curb rising inflation with cut in money supply. UNICEF pledged $270 million for poverty alleviation in Nigeria. 70-year-old man leads protest over abandoned road project in Kwara State. Defense Minister promises to rejig security architecture. We have invested over $500 million to boost Nigeria's infrastructure, NSIA reviews. Government plans electric vehicle mass transit scheme. NERC urges users to update prepaid meters before November. NSCDC impounds rail tracks worth 800 million naira, arrests 13 suspects. Now, the news in details. President Bola Tinubu has not fixed a date for the conduct of the upcoming population and housing census in Nigeria, according to the National Population Commission. A Facebook page alleged that President Tinubu had instructed the MPC to conduct the National Population and Housing Census on Monday, November 20. The page also has a recruitment link for people interested in working with the Commission as census officials. However, the MPC on Wednesday dismissed the report, labeling it fraudulent and noting that the report is not associated with the Commission. The Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister for the Economy, Wale Edun, on Tuesday, hinted that the federal government plans to cut the cash in circulation to rein in inflation. He said the measure became imperative to keep rising inflation at a desirable and stable level. The finance minister also noted that there is need for government to mobilize resources to deliver on its mandate to increase employment and reduce poverty. The United Nations Children's Fund on Tuesday assured the federal government of UNICEF commitment to support humanitarian response and poverty alleviation in Nigeria with $270 million. UNICEF made the commitment in Abuja during a visit to the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Dr. Betta Edu. It also assured the Minister of Technical Support to build capacity of the ministry staff, as well as support the development of a humanitarian response protocol for Nigeria to guide all humanitarian actors. A 70-year-old Malam Abdurrahim Saidi took the lead in a protest on Wednesday in Ilorin over the abandoned Adeta-Oloje Road project by the Kwara State government. The Yemot Adeta-Oloje Road project was approved in 2021. Speaking during the protest, Yusuf Ibrahim, representing the Oloje community, expressed how the abandoned road project has severely impacted local businesses. He said the government had initially pledged to complete the project within 11 months, but almost 24 months have elapsed without any signs of completion. He implored Kwara State Governor Malam Abdurrahman Abdulrazak to intervene and instruct the contractor to go back to site. Malam Abdurrahim Saidi, the elderly protest leader, stressed the havoc caused by the uncompleted road project to residents and commuters. He pointed out that the government failed to uphold its promise of completing the road by 2022. He called upon Governor Abdulrazak to demonstrate empathy towards the affected community members. Mr. Ahmed Sikiru, the representative of the Itamo community, expressed surprise that the governor, who hails from their community, allowed the abandonment of a vital road project in their vicinity. Mrs. Mariam
This is going to 2 years now. They have already demolished the shop in this place. The shop is no more working. The houses, those who are residents, those who are living in this place, they don't have any place to live. Even including the filling stations. You can see the lot of challenges, a lot of difficulties. The business has been paralyzed. Sure, you understand what I'm saying? I don't expect that the government, this road will be up to this moment. Despite that the government came from this environment, despite that huge amount of the money that the state government is receiving now, we don't expect that the government should abandon the project up to this moment. Look at the huge numbers of people who are living in this environment. We are very much in this environment. The job, those who are into oil and gas in this environment, they cannot even do anything. Those who are having their job, those who are planning to have their business, those who have business in this way, they cannot do everything. The houses, the people who don't have to stay in their houses again. They don't have. During the rainy season, the flood will be flood every houses, taking their properties away. We are calling the state government. We are begging him. We use his father and his parents just to beg him to come to our rescue. This is not what he promised us. He promised us to bring dividends of democracy to us. We don't expect that the governor Abrasa will be doing all these things for us. This is not what we fought for. We fought for him massively in this environment. That's why we believe that he is from our house. He will reason like us. He will feel our empathy. He will do the necessary thing for us. That's why look at what we are feeling. The IDR of Kwara State is increased every day. We don't expect that the government of Kwara State will do this thing for us. We are begging Abrasak. We take his family, we take his father, we take the relationship that is between us and him. We take him to beg him to come to our rescue. The business has been paralyzed. The business, we cannot move in this environment peacefully again. We are begging.
The Razak, whose shop was among those demolished for the road, shared her disillusionment. She stated that the project had adversely affected her personal life. She said the consequences of the incomplete road project have extended beyond economic concerns. Ajadi Abdulsalam, a resident directly impacted by the demolition of his father's house, highlighted the emotional trauma faced by his mother. He appealed to the government for assistance in alleviating the stress and for the prompt completion of the road project. The Minister of Defense, Muhammad Badaru, has promised Nigerians to expect a change in the security architecture of the country within a year. He vowed that he would stop at nothing to ensure the insecurity ravaging many parts of the country is tamed. He noted that the economic development of the country is tied to security, adding that the service chiefs can't afford to fail in their responsibilities. The managing director of the Nigeria Sovereign Investment Authority, Aminu Umar Sadiq, said the agency has invested over $500 million in domestic infrastructure. He said about $1 billion was invested in what is called third-party investment. He added that the NSIA has carried out an infrastructure investment portfolio in agriculture, healthcare, and power, while developing over 10 institutions and platforms to improve the financial market ecosystem. In a bid to enhance transportation efficiency and address growing concerns over fuel costs, the Ministry of Transportation has announced a plan to procure a fleet of electric vehicles. This move is expected to not only reduce the carbon footprint, but also contribute to the ease of movement for commuters nationwide. The newly sworn-in Minister of Transportation, Saidu Alkali, disclosed this in Abuja on Tuesday when he resumed duty at the ministry. The Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission has urged prepaid meter users to update their meters before November 2024. The Commission added that the updates, which is free of charge, will not affect the current prepaid unit of users. It further advised users to contact their distribution companies for more information as regards the updates. Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps has arrested 13 suspected railway vendors with large quantities of long rails and sleepers worth over 800 million naira. According to the statement signed by the Corps spokesman, Babawale Afolabi, the suspects were arrested by the Commandant General Special Intelligence Squad. He said the suspects were paraded alongside 5 trucks conveying the large quantities of vandalized rails and sleepers at the NSCDC headquarters, Abuja, on Tuesday. We have come to the end of the news. Here is a recap of the story. Tinubu yet to fix census date, disregard recruitment adverts, MPC tells Nigerians. Government to curb rising inflation with cut in money supply. UNICEF pledges $270 million for poverty alleviation in Nigeria. 70-year-old man leads protest over abandoned road project in Kwara State. The Defense Minister promises to rejig security architecture. We have invested over $500 million to boost Nigeria's infrastructure, NSIA reviews. Government plans electric vehicle mass transit scheme. NERC urges users to update prepaid meters before November. NSCDC impounds rail tracks worth 800 million naira, arrest 13 suspects. Thank you for watching Just Events Online News. Optimism is essential to achievement, and it is also the foundation of courage and true progress. For more news, visit www.justeventonline.com, and to read more updates, follow us on our social media platforms with a tab at Just Events Online. You can also send us an email on justeventsonline@gmail.com. I am Fatima Sirki. Good night.